So I was just watching the Tucker Carlson show, and you may be thinking to yourself, why would he put himself through that torture? And I just have to say, to laugh at the utter nonsense that comes out of his mouth. So today, he was outraged at the NBA for supporting the Black Lives Matter movement. And he was more outraged at the players kneeling for the national anthem. He went on to say, sports should not be in politics. And sports has never been in politics, which is absolutely nonsense. Because from day one, sports and politics have gone hand in hand. It started with Jesse Owens in the Olympics when he went up against the Nazis, where he made Hitler walk out. He made Hitler go cry in his car like a literal baby he was. Then we had the likes of Jackie Robinson breaking the color barrier in the MLB. He opened the gates for African Americans to come play baseball, and they were damn good at it. Then you had the great one, the champ, the best to ever do it in my opinion, Muhammad Ali, who spoke up against the draft, who spoke up against the war with Vietnam. He did not want to go fight for America because he felt African Americans were treated unequally in America. And he's not going to go fight for a country that treats him like shit. And he had to forego 3 years of his prime for that decision. Then you had Billie Jean King, one of the greatest women tennis players ever, and one of the greatest women athletes ever, who fought for equal gender pay. And in today's current world, we have sports athletes like LeBron James fighting for the Black lives, fighting against police brutality. So it is an absolute lie to say that politics has never been in sports. One of the major talking points that these people like to bring up that are against politics being in sports is how sports is a getaway. It lets them forget their own problems. So for example, you may be struggling with work. You may be struggling in your marriage. You might be having some health problems. And for that 2 to 3 hours that you're watching any sports, it lets you forget about those problems for that moment. I agree with that point. But where these people lose my support and I see them as hypocrites is that they pick and choose what political agenda to be angry about. When these players, they talk about supporting Black Lives Matter movement, they talk about police brutality, these people are up in arms and they're super angry about politics being in sports. But when it comes to things like supporting the army, when it comes to things like talking about the disaster of 9/11, even breast cancer awareness month, all of these people are fine with that, which makes me think that these people are just angry at the message, not about politics, but what these players are talking about. So just please, these people, I'm talking to you, stop wasting our time and be upfront with your racist, be upfront with your sexism. Just say it that you don't care about Black people, that you don't care about females' rights, and just stop with all this nonsense about how there should be no politics in sports. Because politics has always been in sports, because that's the biggest platform to make the greatest change for a better world.